So today, if I wanted to live another 10 or 15 or 20 years in a healthy way, your recommendations to me, if I can summarize it, is maybe take a baby aspirin, maybe take a statin, exercise a little bit every day, don't eat too much red meat, don't drink too much alcohol, and pray a little bit.
And consider heart imaging.
Okay.
Right? Figure out where we are, where we're starting from. Look at all, be up to date with all your vaccines, which is critical. Make sure that regular blood values are in good order. And then consider genetic testing if you have a family history of anything.
One thing I've often wondered about, and maybe you, based on your experience, you can tell me, what age do people really begin to think about dying? In other words, what age do they really go to their lawyer and say, all right, I really want to worry about my will, or I really go to the doctor and say, I want to live longer? Is that at age 60, 65, 70? Where do you see it based on your pages that they're really beginning to think about death for the first time?
So it's interesting. A study came out earlier last year or later, at the end of last year, that looked at biologic age and said the biggest change in health happens at age 43 and age 60. So that's when medical issues change the most, 43 and 60. And both of those time points, when things happen, is when you start to kind of realize that you're not immortal. And so I see that very commonly in patients. Most of my patients, the first thing I have is, listen, you have a cancer, I'm going to be able to control it. I don't think you'll die from it. But I would recommend getting your affairs in order. There's nothing wrong with being prepared. Hope for the best, but plan for the worst is a very reasonable thing. I've seen too many, and I'm sure you have too, people who weren't prepared and horrible fights within family because they weren't prepared. And that's not a good thing.
So I guess the most dangerous words in the English language are maybe get your affairs in order?
No, I think it's a reasonable thing. I think it's an important thing. There's nothing wrong with it. And I'm not saying it is an alarmist thing, I just believe in it.
People live to 100, but they really have a lot of physical and mental problems. Do you think we can ever get to people living to 100 and actually have the physical and mental abilities of somebody who's 80 or 70?
100% we can, and I think we will. I can't see a reason why all of us can't live in a healthy, quality way till that point. The early 1960s was the last time in the United States you can die with the cause of death being old age on a death certificate. Now you need a death, Alzheimer's, heart disease, cancer. I want to go back to people dying of old age.